Oh, it's Wednesday night. I'm just hanging out with my 2.5 Oyajis. My 2.5 Oyajis.
And so Shay is here, well, for all sorts of reasons. She is awesome and she is sweet. But she is also here because she had like totally an awesome audition when we did auditions like 6 months ago or something now for this. We just never got our stuff together, but here we are. We keep our promises, right?
Yeah.
And totally deserving. And the thing is, like Shay, if you don't know her as a YouTuber, like she is a really, in terms of like the party that we did last year, the YouTube party, the summer YouTube party, I watched every single video I posted of that. I gathered them all together. I watched every single one. And out of
hers was the best.
40 videos, hers was the best. I mean, she's got real skills with the video stuff, so I was like totally impressed. So, and you know, just to show how much of a pro she is, it is currently 3 a.m. in Hawaii on a weeknight, and here she is, just to be with us.
She is a sport. Yes. You guys should definitely go sub to her just for that.
Yeah.
今3時だよ、ハワイでは。
3時。
偉いでしょ。
起きてます。
Crazy. Never how do it. Yeah, when I started doing YouTube, you know, it was pretty much just like Victor, and I thought, man, that looks really easy if that's all you got to do. So
yeah, I made everybody come in, making
there was no intimidation factor at all. But now it's like really good.
Victor was really nice, and he was spotted me somehow, some way, and he was like, "Oh, come on the show," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. I tried to get her to do a collab with me, and she wasn't responding.
Yeah.
And she did a video. Well, she was kind of responding. She was like, "Well, okay, let's do it," but you know.
Victor's asked me to be. I'll be honest. He's invited me to do some collabs. I've said no.
No, it's because I'm shy. I didn't know like what to do or what to like expect.
But she has a very good format for YouTube. She's got an intro. She's got content. She gets to the point, and she's out in 2 minutes, 2 and 3 minutes.
How are we supposed to compete with content? Stop it.
So I did a video. I remember what it was. It was about coming of age day.
Oh.
And I did a video, and as I did it, as I was making it, I noticed that you had done one just before me. So I took a clip from yours, and I put it at the end of mine, and told everyone to go check out yours.
You know, you could DMCA him for that.
She could actually, because I didn't even ask permission.
You can like that.
But it worked. It worked. A lot of people liked her.
Yeah. Oh, thank you very much for that.
A long time ago.
That video actually sparked like this huge whole like comment like bomb on my feed.
Oh, really? Why?
Everybody, like, because I apparently, like, for, like, a 4-second clip of Japanese girls taking picture with an African-American, like, little kid, and, like, some person totally, like, was like, why are you taking video of a lawn jockey? And I was like, I don't know what a lawn jockey is. And they're like, how can you not know what a lawn jockey is? Aren't you American? I was like, yeah, but like
I'm not educated in racism. That's interesting.
And then so this other person jumps in and was like, oh, if you don't know what that is, that means, and you're not like acknowledging it or whatever, you're being racist too. And I was like, dude, like, are you serious? And like, it was really bad.
You're racist because you don't know a racist word. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's definitive proof in my book. Even though you kind of raised with this very strong Japanese identity, you kind of still get total culture shock when you come here, though, right?
Yes, because I've never lived in Japan, so it was like
So what kind of situations? Like, what kind of situations catch you out then?
When I was eating on the train and people would stare at me, and if I'm initially if I'm standing on the wrong side of the escalator, just
well, that's the tough one because I mean Osaka and Tokyo are different as well.
Yeah, exactly. They're different depending on the city.
And I guess that's another thing. Like especially like Tokyo is kind of like within Japan. I am now a Tokyo person. I've lived longer in Tokyo than I've lived in New Zealand, so I'm full-on Tokyo person. I kind of think this way now as well, but Tokyo people are kind of stuck up, They're kind of similar to other people. Like, if you're from other parts of Japan where, like, say hello to strangers and, you kind of talk out loud on the street, and you go to Tokyo, nobody talks to each other, there's no eye contact. Yeah, it's kind of rough. And in a way, I kind of think because of that, if you're like a foreigner, especially like from America or kind of outgoing cultures, maybe like Osaka or places like that are maybe a better fit for a lot of, I don't know, for a lot of kind of gaijin types. Like, Tokyo can be really tough, I think.
It's so freaky, like, you can be in a busy train station in Tokyo,
Like a
and
library.
it's so quiet. There's so many people, and everyone's super quiet. I'm like, oh my goodness, because I experienced Grand Central Station, right?
Yeah, completely
And
different.
It's different, so.
But New Yorkers are stuck up too when it comes to other people in America. But they talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And they'll help you. They'll look down on you, but they'll also help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very helpful.
Even when I first came, because I was first in Fukuoka, and Fukuoka, people are like super friendly, especially if you're like, in the 90s, there weren't that many white gaijins in Fukuoka, so like, it's kind of like a movie star walking around in some places. So yeah, to come to Tokyo, where like you're not special.
No.
Wait a minute, you're blonde? Kiko-san?
Oh, I used to be.
I never-
Yeah. I have photographic proof. This is kind of advanced blondness.
No, but I do agree. Guides, I think going to the countryside is a lot more welcoming because I used to go to the Japan seaside of Hyogoken,
Yeah.
where the bathrooms are just like hole in the ground type places.
Oh yeah, the old outhouses. Yeah.
Yeah, boton benjo.
Man, I would die. I could not. I would rather literally go in the woods. But yeah.
But I would go there, and everybody was like so welcoming, and they were like, speak English, tell us about Hawaii. That's so cool.
Really?
Well, this is the other thing. Maybe, especially as you're out of Tokyo, the idea of okyaku-san, your value goes up so much higher when you're like a guest outside of there, and that's really cool. It sounds like you got the guest treatment rather than the weirdo treatment, which maybe is more easy to get in a city. The Ijime thing is interesting as well, and I kind of want to come back to that because there's two angles on that.
I got a question about that from someone. Someone said, Adako-chan said something about this is netami, so tell no netami datta. What is netami? I looked it up. I don't know that word.
Netami is like
urayamashii ってこと?
yeah, like jealousy.
Yeah.
But like it's subtle and it digs deep inside, and you don't really know it hits you strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she wrote it in katakana. I didn't recognize it. Yeah.
I don't know that. I don't know that word. I mean, I kind of understand the concept that you're talking about because that is very much what rich kids.
She wrote it in katakana, so I didn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that, but there's a thing on that, which is that like when you're really I mean when you've got the different groups of Japanese, of course you've got uchi and then you've got soto and all that kind of stuff, and there's always this kind of as a gaijin. The great thing about being white is that for some strangers you're so far outside of the group that you're like a special guest. That people are like nice to you, but in a way it's when you get a certain distance. When people are being mean to you, it's kind of complicated because at the same time it's an acknowledgement of a certain degree of acceptance. Like they're kind of testing you to bring to the group, because also this is another thing, like Japanese like nakama groups treat each other like crap. I mean, like in any country, like close cliques of friends do, like in high school and stuff like that. But I don't know, the Ijime thing as well is kind of like it's kind of an acknowledgement as well, I guess, that they're kind of seeing you as not a foreigner, but kind of an aerosol Japanese.
Is it also a test?
I think it is. Well, I mean, I've seen it happen a lot, and I've kind of, I've experienced it in my own weird ways. It's true that if they don't see you with a certain proximity, they won't treat you like that, right? And when you see how they treat each other, like Japanese can be pretty mean to their friends generally, I think. And especially like they'll be very direct with people. If they're Miyuchi, like they won't say anything rude to someone who's not Miyuchi. Well, not always, but you know what I mean. The treatment's kind of different, and it's a deeper dig and a more hurtful dig. But it's kind of also it's something that they do among people they feel like they can do it with. You know what I mean? There's kind of a. Kind of
I think the American and the British, and maybe New Zealand way of thinking is a little bit different. Because I don't think Americans are as cruel generally to their friends. It seems like British and maybe New Zealanders too are probably a little bit meaner. I don't know. What do you guys think? You know, like we don't call each other, like British can be really nasty with the way they refer to each other. Brits, right? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to say those words, but
I think there's a small town thing as well, and this applies in the small towns in America, like it does in New Zealand, which is a small town country. And I find Japan's a lot like really small towns, like where the people are like crushed to death by these kind of small cliques and the kind of the in groups and the out groups and you know what I mean, like the pretty girls clique or whatever, and they're all like really horrible. You see movies and TV stuff playing on that theme a lot. I don't know. I think it's kind of a permutation of that. Like,
but they don't have like the cliques that the Americans have, like all the jocks and all the band members and all the cheerleaders. We don't have that at all.
That is different. But the way that those cliques kind of operate, in kind of mean, nasty ways with one another sometimes, the way that they bind each other, like it's kind of that kind of psychology is kind of similar. I see familiar things in it. I don't know. That's just
I teach a lot of housewives, and they tell me when they first have a baby and they debut the baby. They call it debut. Right?
Yeah.
At the coin at the park, like it's kind of stressful. Like sometimes they'll get rejected by the other mothers, and they won't like let them into the.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife won't even associate with other mothers because of that. She doesn't want to get involved exactly.
Yeah, it's
those
apparently.
kind of
You become kind of the clique, and then you keep other people out, and you kind of bully other people.
But it's not only that. Within the group, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. Within the group, for example, like the mothers kind of try to outdo each other, like making the cutest bento for their kids, or doing the most preparation for the other parents, and it puts all this horrible pressure on everybody else, trying to kind of outdo each other all the time. And it just becomes incredibly stressful and a hassle for all the mothers. But the point is, they're all too afraid to be outside of the group, so they kind of pressure each other like that. And my wife can't stand it, and that's why she's not in there. And that's why I married her, because she's not the kind of person that gets into that. But there is that kind of instinct, and this happens. And
I think your wife could take on those women pretty easily.
She'd kick their asses, yes. But that's partly why
I've met his wife. I would not want to get on her wrong side. She was very nice to me, but.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, well, and for me as well, with my own senpai and working in Japanese companies, the fact that they were beating up on me and being mean to me, I kind of recognized as well, man, there was kind of a threshold crossed where they started to actually see me as their kohai and being accepted as a normal Japanese kohai as opposed to the foreign guy in the office. There's a certain threshold which I was trying really hard to cross, but then I realized it really sucks being a kohai to a Japanese person. You know what I mean? There's not much of a benefit from it.
Do they have an expression in English, power harassment?
Pardon me, I think that was English you just said, wasn't it?
Power harassment?
Well, I'm trying to say the way they say it in the katakana, the pronunciation. Power harassment.
Like taking advantage of your status and your power?
Yeah, does that word exist in English?
I think it did, but wait, I think it comes from English. I don't know what's English.
I've never heard of it.
Well, we have sexual harassment, we have bullying at work, but I don't think we have power harassment. But apparently it's a big problem here with the senpai will use the kohais to do whatever he wants and really bully them.
That's normal.
Really mean. Yeah.
Can you go to the university?
I did. I joined the water skiing team.
Oh, the ski team, Bukatsu. No way.
I was on the water skiing team, and obviously I was first year, so I need to do all the crap work, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like you have to like carry like the gas from this side and walk all the way over like that little mound of hill to get to where the water is, right?
Right.
And it's my job to carry the gas up and over, right? Because I'm the bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
And I could not carry it.
You're like 40 kilograms, right?
So they'll come and kick you and punch you and stuff?
Yeah, they were like really mean.
Really?
They're like, it's your job, you need to do it. So what I ended up doing was dragging it like up and down the stairs. And
hey, I play rugby, and every year there's like a national high school rugby camp in the mountains in Nagano, and it's beautiful there and it's great. But every year 2 or 3 kids die. And it's just from all the the hazing of the first year kids, like just literally exercising them to death and stuff, just to reinforce.
Seriously, it sucks to be kohai.
Yeah, I learned that you try so hard to be accepted as Japanese, and then when you are, you figure out that acceptance means becoming someone's kohai.
But this exists in every country, even in the NFL in America. The first year NFL players have to carry the other guys' helmets and crap.
Oh, really?
It's just part of it's part of the rigmarole everywhere. So.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as Japan, though.
Well, Japan is very like it's completely embedded all the way from kindergarten through university, through work,
it's
through
very
everything.
like
And this is the thing.
hierarchical.
And coming from a culture without that at all, to come into it like half-baked, straight into a company, that was the hardest thing. It still is the hardest thing for me to cope with fully because people are so indoctrinated into being compliant by the time they're working. But yeah, and that's exactly what my Nikkei friends, it's funny, they understood that part of the culture really well firsthand, but at the same time they completely rejected it, even though they knew just enough to get by and to do it. But that's kind of where they were very comfortable as Americans as well, which I don't know, gave me a lot of comfort. But so that's the conclusion you came to too? You're very comfortable being American then?
In Japan, yes,
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable being an American in Japan. That's my card I play.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, anyway, this is like 3:45 in the morning for you.
I don't think the agents see themselves that way, but I don't know.
It is 3:45 in the morning for me.
Yeah.
And you have to work tomorrow.
And I work tomorrow.
Wow, you're gonna need some like serious Genki drinks tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming up so late. And next time we'll try to we'll do a show at a different time.
I usually don't. I mean, I wasn't planning on having work tomorrow. It just kind of popped up, so.
No, but we appreciate it. You're a real trooper, so thank you for that. And
next week, I really am not looking forward to.
Bill Kunk is already sending us threats, threatening messages. He's got words with Victor. And
apparently he doesn't like the way I've been behaving on YouTube.
And BOK UNK, if there's one thing we know about BOK UNK is he's not a person who pulls any kind of punches. I mean, he's got the most self-honesty I think of anybody I've ever seen, possibly in my entire life. Like
could be.
If he can be that way about himself, I really wonder what it's going to be really fun. I'm just going to sit there and watch the fireworks. And there will be no structure. There will be no planning. It will just be...
I think I will take out the alcohol for that. I'm drinking coffee this evening, but maybe next week I'll switch over to something
You'll need to mix
to dull the pain.
You'll need to be completely on guard and yet drunk at the same time. It'll be horrible. Shay, I have a very important message to relay to Shay from Mike Nike One. You're hot. End quote.
Thank you.
You're hot.
Oh, there was a question from...
I thought it was for me at first, but apparently it's for you. So each to their own.
There is a good question from Jason, by the way. He noticed that Shay often... It looks like Shay is creating... If you look at her YouTube character or her YouTube videos, it looks like she's branded herself fairly successfully. So the question is, for what reason? Are you going to be doing something with that?
I don't know.
What next for Starletshay?
I actually want to travel the world. So I want to go around the world. But I don't know. It just kind of built. I was doing YouTube videos and people started watching. I do Twitter. People started talking to me.
You're an affable person.
I don't know. And then Facebook fan page also started to grow little by little. So.
But is there something? Is there an ambition behind this? Is there a goal of like having?
What's your end game?
What's your angle? What's your angle?
I don't know. I just like what I do, and I enjoy sharing things of my normal daily life with people, and it's actually kind of it gives me a social output. So,
by the way, Shay, do you know Mexican Samurai? Have you seen him?
Yes.
He's like awesome.
I've never met him, but he was helping me because I was teaching Japanese last semester.
All right.
Yeah, and I needed like tips on how to like interact with the kids, high school kids.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, he was really good. I'm very thankful for him. It worked out wonderful in my classroom. So.
Yeah, so Mexican Samurai. He says say hi to Shay from him. Yeah, he's a really cool guy. And Sumo Mama 82 is asking, like, so what kind of work do you do now? Are you working now? Are you studying, or what?
I don't know if the viewers now know who these people are, but Kev Jumba is one of the top, YouTubers in.
Kev Jumba, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Kev Jumba. And do you also know Justin Chan? He's like the Asian dude in Twilight. But they are here in Hawaii making a film, and
really?
I'm their script supervisor, so I'm working with Kev Jumba and Justin Chan right now.
Wow, so that's the job
kidding
you
me.
got to wake up for.
Yeah, no, that's what I have to wake
Wow.
up. We're
I hope
all
you
day
can keep it.
shooting tomorrow. So, well, not tomorrow. Well, in like 4 hours, I need to be on set. But
Oh, that's pretty sweet. Well, there's
Wow,
Kid Jumba
that's
is
amazing.
like that's how you succeed at YouTube right there.
yeah, no. So it's really nice to see like how he is and what he does and stuff. So.
Yeah, what you need to do is like when no one's looking, you need to kind of to take him into like a dark alley and like beat him up and hold him down and say, "What's your secret? What's your secret?"
Yeah, what's your secret? Tell me how to be YouTube
How did you do
famous.
that?
So,
Ask
yeah,
him if
that's-
he remembers me.
Oh, really? You've met him?
I got him started. I was the one who featured him. When I met him, he had 95 subscribers.
Really?
After he got
I'm
featured,
gonna-
he had 4,500. He was the most successful of all the people I featured. Most of the people I featured dropped off the map. Apple Milk, she's gone back to America. And a lot of
Okay,
other
you
people-
give and give and give and give.
I am gonna
I'm sure
ask
he remembers
him.
me, but no. We worked on his video together because actually the first time we did his video, YouTube rejected it.
Really?
So I thought it could be good, so I went back with the video with him, and over Skype we re-edited it, and
Really?
yeah, and that's how he got started. So,
So,
Godfather.
he has the talent. I was just lucky enough to be there to give him the push, you know.
oh. So I need to
yeah.
work with you a little more often then.
I'm good at working
Hey,
with other
I've been
people
working
better
with
than
him all the time.
myself.
Look, nothing. I get nothing. I
I only do
what the
well
hell
with
is wrong,
natural
Victor? You're doing
talent.
something wrong.
You got to give me something better to work with, Hiko.
Hey, I'm giving you
How
all
are
of
your
this. I don't see what you could
How are your
possibly be
pole
asking
dancing
for
lessons
more.
going?
Come on.
You quit your pole dancing lessons. I mean, come
Well,
on.
the pole
That's
kept
good.
breaking. What am I supposed to do?
You guys are so funny. I love it.
No, well,
I love it. I love
well, you're
it.
part of it now. So
I think anyone's funnier when you only got 2 hours of sleep.
That's
That's
right.
That's true.
We're
As
gonna
you're
let
to
it
be.
go. We're
So
gonna
we'll
let
let
it
you
go.
go, but thank you so much for coming. We'll
Thank
get
you
you
for
back.
having me.
Yeah. So
Thanks,
have a good
everyone.
one.
See you next week on my channel. Give me a flick, man.
Okay, see ya. Peace.
And good night, guys.
Bye. Janet.